Many Terribad anime tend to be short spin-offs of existing properties, like DVD specials of a manga or, in the case of Panzer Dragoon, a single episode OVA based off a video game. Panzer Dragoon was originally a rail shooter, first debuted in 1995 for the Sega Saturn. I've never played the game, but it does have a sequel on the original Xbox that I can get used for £3 on Amazon, so I like to see this anime as a potential hook for getting me interested in the rest of the franchise. The story is about that guy from Star Driver and his blind girlfriend as they fuck, what on earth is with this CGI? The 3D models have textures that look like someone smeared vomit over them, and it looks even stranger in motion. Oh, whatever, this was in 1996, when anime companies hadn't quite gotten the hang of CGI yet. Panzer Dragoon was probably treated as a tech demo by Production IG as proof of concept. Proof of con shit, more like. Actually, part of the fault for these awful looking screen caps has to do with the poor video quality, which causes occasional rainbows to flutter along the top of the screen. But this is the only copy that exists, and I'm really interested in Panzer Dragoon, so I persevered regardless. So Kyle is out hunting CGI bugs with some dude and his blind girlfriend whose name he pronounces differently every time he says it. Aletha? Aletha? Alita? Mary? Anyway, suddenly a dragon attacks for no good reason and absorbs Penelope into its head vagina, kills a random dude who happened to be with them and flies off. Kyle doesn't seem to be too bothered about this random dude dying, and his existence is never touched upon again. But he can't let the dragon capture Marcia, so he finds another dragon and convinces it to let him ride on his back to rescue his blind girlfriend Eileen, an idea the dragon seems oddly receptive to. And so this sets the precedent to numerous contrived plot twists in rapid succession. To be fair, this is infinitely preferable to the snail-paced nothingness of a Harmageddon or Odin. But each twist is so cliche and yet so random and unexplained that you find yourself just rolling with everything that happens. One of my favourite moments was when some captain in one of the giant flying beetle ships having some order barked out at him and going, "Ah yes, this reminds me of 30 years ago. Cue flashback." Neither the captain nor the flashback had anything to do with the story from what I could tell, but that's not really the point I'm making. It's how such little effort was put into introducing each new plot point such as this. Characters switch personalities when the plot demands it, and flashback at completely irrelevant points because, fuck it, we need this flashback in somewhere. Perhaps I'm approaching this from the wrong angle. Of course the plot won't make much sense. They're trying to adapt a much longer game that I'm sure has a complex and well executed plot. Instead I should be looking for glimpses of potentially interesting aspects of this I'd like to explore further. How about the world itself? The dragon certainly spends a lot of time flying around various landmarks, but most of this consists of generic ruins with no explanation what they are. Considering how rushed the rest of the anime is, it's surprising that they spend so much time doing nothing other than flying through CGI arches. Come to think of it, that's probably why they spend so much time on these sections. Following on from my tech demo theory, if the anime's aim was to attract a lucrative audience who wanted to watch horrible video game CGI, then by golly have they got me hooked. The characters don't do much to endear themselves to me either, mainly due to the aforementioned random changing of personality when the plot demands it. Really though, it's just the main character that does this. Our blind heroine Pauline stays consistent throughout. That is, she's a blank slate whose only purpose is to serve as a magical trophy at the end of the journey. And how does she get saved? By honest to God, his tears. His tears cure her blindness, but unfortunately do not cure her total lack of personality. The dragon itself was probably the most interesting character. Why does he stick with this self-righteous two-toned haired prick anyway? What's in it for the dragon? He does eventually gain a voice, communicating telepathically with Kyle, but he doesn't really say much. He gives Kyle Dragon Ball Z powers because his hair is halfway to Super Saiyan anyway, and then sacrifices himself to stop some magical terror from causing some unknown calamity with his giant glowing dickhead. So no, Panzer Dragoon did not get me interested in buying the Xbox game. I think for now I'll stick to playing the freezing Breakout game, because at least for that I get to see tits.